Hello everyone, this is Rebecca from Papeterie de Choix, and welcome to Thorough Thursday. Today I've got a little bit of a different project. We all have laces and the crocheted cotton laces and things like that come on rolls, or we might find them in a thrift store and they just loose like this, and want to put them on something. And a couple of weeks ago I made some cards to house our laces on, and so today I'm doing something a little bit different. I have some of these wooden clothespins. I think they're decorative. They're not real, but I have a whole basket full of them, and so I got out 4, and I painted these just a little bit earlier, and then coated them in some clear wax. Usually I would put some matte spray paint on, but it's raining outside, so I can't go outside and do any spray painting, so I just put some wax sealer on these, and that'll have to do for this project, since I can't go outside and do any painting. So what we're going to do today is paint up a couple of these and put them, just wrap them around. And what this does is it gives the little short pieces like this a home without just being thrown into a box. A little decorative something, and then if you like this kind of the distressed white painted look, then that's a plus. So let me get my materials together and we'll get started. Now, as you can see, I use this cloth a lot to paint on. I've been painting using this just as a soaking up tool for 4 or 5 years now, and it's been washed a bunch of times, and sometimes paint just don't come out. So what I'm going to use, I'm just going to stick this right up in there. Just helps me hold it just a little bit, and I'm using a brush that is very coarse because I want to have the brush marks a little bit in here. I got a little bit too much paint on that side, but we'll see if we can brush it out a little bit. I like to paint stuff using this technique, if you will, of it's a little bit of a dry brush, and it just goes along with the distressed look, I think. I use it a lot when I'm painting flower pots. I have quite a few of those. That I paint up and sell. I used to have a booth in the local handmade antique store type place, but I closed it down. Well, I had them in 2 actually, and this the first one I closed down almost 2 years ago, and the other one I closed down last year. I think I'm going to use this one. It's a little wider, and I think it'll hold a little better. I hope so, anyway. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'll do it this way. Yep, there we go. We will get there in the end. So unfortunately, it takes this wax a long time to dry in this, I guess this weather we've got going on. So I've got some Mod Podge sealer that I'm going to try and see what the difference is, if there is a difference really. I'm hoping that the Mod Podge actually dries a little faster than this wax sealer. Yesterday was a really pretty day. It was breezy, but it was pretty. The sun was out, but today it's raining and rather cool and just not good for going outside and doing much of anything, actually. Okay, so I've got me a little tub of water over here to stick my brush in, and I'm going to pause the camera for a minute while this little bit of paint dries, and once that happens, then we can go on to sealing it. Now, technically it don't have to be sealed since it's acrylic. Acrylic has its own natural sealer. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, I'm using the Snow White paint. I got this at Walmart. In the last few years, Walmart is the only place I can find the Snow White, but I did notice the last time I was in Hobby Lobby, they are carrying a brand. I don't know if it's their brand or another brand, but it's also called Snow White. And it's whiter than white, if that's possible. But anyway, we're going to let this dry for just a few minutes, and then we're going to come back and give it a coat of sealer and then go on from there. Okay, these are dry, and I'm going to give them just a woo. That didn't come out the way I planned. I bought this at a thrift store. I don't usually buy Mod Podge. I usually make my own. But at any rate, I'm going to hopefully do a better job holding this thing than that. But anyway, here we go. And I'm just putting a thin coat of this sealer on this just to seal it. That's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? And not do the same layer twice, same side twice, that is. And of course this will have to dry again. But that's okay. It's part of the process, isn't it? If you put on wet layers, they have to dry. But I'm not doing this as if it were some kind of oil painting or something like that takes a lot of detail work. It's basically just brush it on and make sure everything is as coated as you want it to be. And then it has to dry again. So that's that little part done. So again, I'll pause the video one more time, and when that dries, then we'll be ready to actually do the complete project. Okay, that next layer is dry, or dry enough. It might be a touch of tackiness to it, but not a lot. So the way that I did the others, now this is handmade. You can just tell. I don't know how old it is, but it is handmade. So I wish I had the round pegs, but I don't have any of those. But if you decide to do something like this, what I do is I start at the top, especially if I have a long piece, and then just come down the peg till I get near the bottom. Because when you wind stuff like this and you want to see the folds, or not the folds, but the design, usually like this, the design's more on one side than the other. And if it's long, if you go down, then as you come back up, you can wrap it in such a way that you get all of those designs layered over each other that you don't get going down because of the way that they overlap each other. So this one's a little odd in its shape, but we're gonna make it work. And then on the first two, on these, I used white safety pins, and on these I'm going to use black ones, and just see which I like the best. Now, on other laces that I have in that suitcase I was telling you about in another video a while back, I used all black ones, and I used the next size up. Personally, I like the black ones better. I'm going to push that up just a little bit. So there's that one. And then this is one that I bought at the thrift store for 50 cents. And part of it's been used. But I'm going to take it off the roll so that I can put it on here. Okay. Hit my toolbox over here. So, I always, like I said, start at the top and just wind it around and go down like so. And also you want to kind of try to keep it the same thickness while you're winding. You don't want a big bulk in the middle or on either end if possible. I know that it don't always work that way, but just try to keep it uniform. That's the word I'm looking for, uniform. Okay. Now, that didn't come out even like some of the others. Well, let's see if I can make that work. I don't know if I'll be able to or not. Let's unwind it just a little bit. And I think I'm just going to do it on this side. And be careful and not poke yourself, because it does hurt. Okay, I'm going to push that up just a little bit. Okay. So there we've got some decorative little lace holder pins that if we have a little metal box or something, or a little wooden box, you know, they can stand up in there while we use them, or a little drawer. Or you might make a set of these just to look at, or drop them down into a quart jar. That would also be pretty. So that's the project for today, just something that can either be decorative or be useful but be pretty all at the same time. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you with the new schedule starting the next video.